What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another FIFA 14 video. Today guys, the gameplay on the screen you will be watching will be myself against iDuel, the other half of TWOSYNCFIFA. If you want to check him out, his link will be in the description as TWOSYNCFIFA. They make some fantastic videos, some great, very entertaining videos between himself and his brother Baba, who served me the dench sausage in the last game. Now, today is a bit of a different video for me, so I'm recording this commentary without watching the gameplay. The gameplay will be edited depending on how long the commentary is, and if you've been a subscriber of mine for a while, probably around 9 months or more, you know that when I do a commentary without gameplay and just add the gameplay after, you know it's because it's something I want to talk about, something I'm passionate about talking about, something that I have strong feelings and opinions on. And so today I want to talk about YouTube being an easy job, and let me tell you how this came about, this topic for conversation. And for those of you that follow me on Twitter, if you was around at the time that I was having the discussion with certain people, you would kind of know what's coming. Excuse me, I'm out of breath, I've just been running around a minute. Yeah, so this is how it came about. So I tweeted something out somewhere down the line. It was to do with YouTube breaking, because YouTube's been terrible right now. You know, when I upload a video, I expect the video to hit subscriber feeds. If the video hits subscriber feeds, you then have the option of watching or not watching the video. If it doesn't hit subscriber feeds, you don't have the option of watching or not watching the video. You just don't get to watch the video. And I kind of reference that as, imagine you do a 9 to 5 job on Monday to Friday, right? And one Saturday, your boss says to you, hey dude, you've got to come into work today, but you're not getting paid. So you do a day of work without getting paid. That's what it feels like for a YouTuber when the sub box doesn't work or when YouTube messes something up. It's essentially we're doing work and not getting paid. And that's not for every YouTuber, and that's personally how I look at it. I'm not speaking for the entire YouTube collaboration. You know, there might be many YouTubers out there that, you know, maybe this isn't their job. There are many YouTubers out there that have so many views and earn so much revenue that one video here or there is irrelevant. But for someone like myself, where YouTube being a job is risky in many senses, it's important that every video hits subscriber feeds and I get the best out of every video, because if you fall off, it's super difficult to get back into the swing of things in YouTube. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but in general, if you have a large following and then you disappear for a while and then you try to come back, it's really difficult to recapture what you once had. And as a YouTuber, your biggest fear is not being relevant anymore, because if you're not relevant anymore, you're not going to get views, and if you don't get views, you don't get paid, and if you don't get paid, you can't afford to make videos because you need to go and get a real job. You need to go and get another job, and if you get another job, you don't have time to make videos, and if you don't have time to make videos, you become even more irrelevant, and it's just a vicious circle that kind of puts you out of touch. So with that being said, I said something about YouTube like that, when the sub boxes are broken, it's essentially like me doing a day of unpaid work. And somebody replied with something along the lines of, it doesn't matter anyway because YouTube's easy. And this sort of topic is very two-sided for me. I see it from both sides of the coin. Because I've been in both a position where not only have I not been a YouTuber and seen the heights that YouTubers can get to, and I've worked strenuous jobs, like my pub business. It's hard, 16-hour days. It's not easy stuff. But I've also been on the other side where YouTube is a job and it's fun and it's great. So I want to first off say to you guys, YouTube is a fun job. YouTube is definitely the best job I've ever had. I get to work at my own pace. I get to do, within reason, what I want to do within the videos. I can't just start posting, if for example, if I start posting League of Legends on my on this channel, it wouldn't get many views and people would stop watching me because you're generally here for my FIFA stuff. So within reason, I can do what I want. I can go to bed when I want, I get up when I want, and the short of it is, I play FIFA, I put it on YouTube, and I get views, and from those views I earn revenue, and from that revenue I get to live my life like any job, and that's how that is. But in retrospect, YouTube being an easy job is not necessarily true. So let me take you through the debate we had on Twitter. The side of the coin that this guy was looking at was that I get up, I play FIFA, I edit it, I upload it to YouTube, I go to bed, and I make money. So some very simple steps as to being a successful YouTuber. So my rebuttal was, if it's that easy, why isn't everybody making a living off of YouTube? Why isn't everybody doing this? To which responses came in as, it's too time consuming, or they can't be bothered, or they don't want to do it. And that, there was reasons, some of them valid, some of them invalid. That's not what we're here to debate. But the bottom line is, if YouTube is easy, why doesn't everyone do it? And I kind of gave the analogy that he gave the analogy to me that you're a YouTuber, all you do is play games and upload it, that it's easy. So I gave the analogy back that on that basis, Lionel Messi, all he does is turn up every weekend and play football. How easy can it be? Like, how hard can it be? It must be real easy to be a footballer. All you've got to do is turn up, play the game, and then leave. It's an easy job. That's not really the case. It goes a little bit deeper than that in terms of ability, skill, training, effort, like how you manage yourself. And YouTube is very much the same in that sense. So you can be a creative person, a creative thinking person. You can have great ideas, but if you can't apply those ideas into videos, you're not going to be a successful YouTuber. Many people have tried YouTube and failed. Many people have tried, succeeded, and then gone on to fail. Like different things work and different things fail. But so he looked at me like that. I play games, I upload it, and I can't really reply in a tweet to say, no, this is actually what goes into it. And it's also difficult for me to say in a video, this is actually what goes into it, because I don't want to give away my secrets, because there's a lot of things that in YouTube that you do, that you learn over the years, that are important for your videos. And I will give some examples that you only learn through experience and through being part of YouTube for a long time. Like, you don't pick this up instantly. This isn't stuff where you upload your first video and boom, you're a success. That's impossible. A few of the other examples this guy in particular, along with a few others, gave is that all you need to do to be successful is to get a shout out from someone, and that's it, you've made it. So his opinion is that if you listening to this right now, if you made one video on YouTube and you somehow got KSI to shout your video out, you would be a success on YouTube, which is not true. You would have minimal instant success. You might get 5,000, 50,000 subscribers, and that one video would be a hit. But that one video is one video. That's one day of your life. That's one video of your life. If your next video isn't nearly as good or isn't what people actually thought it was, it's not going to have the backing of KSI the next video. So let's say you upload your first video and because of KSI you get 200,000 views. Then you upload another video and yeah, you gain 50,000 subs, but they see you in their sub box and they think, who even is this guy? I don't even remember this guy, because they only went to your video initially because KSI told them to go to your video. So this video, you only get 5,000 views because KSI is not there to promote your video, and only 5,000 of the 200,000 that subscribed to you thought to check your video out. Maybe your content's not good enough. Maybe you're not an entertaining person. Maybe you're not what they actually thought you were as a person. So the third video you put up gets 2,000 views. Now all of a sudden that instant shout out from KSI isn't good enough. Like, you can upload a video every day on 2,000 views and there's no way in hell you're going to make a living off of YouTube on 2,000 views per video. It's impossible. You can't do it. So the whole debate of you get a big shout out, you get big, you make money is crap. Also, the whole thing, a lot of people said, well, this guy again in particular said, if you get in and you get a lot of subscribers, you've made it, you're successful. There are many people that have fallen off of YouTube that are testament to that not being true. One of them specifically is Wings of Redemption. The dude tries his hardest, whether or not I like his content. I used to like his content. I'm not a big fan of it now anymore, but that's regardless of that. He tries his hardest to put out content that is entertaining, and he just can't get the views. He's got almost 500,000 subscribers, and he gets as many views as someone with 100,000 subscribers or less, 50,000 subscribers. So just because you have a large number of subscribers, it doesn't necessarily mean you're entitled to a large number of views. Now, back on the whole YouTube's easy, YouTube's hard debate, because this is where this originally stems from. Is YouTube fun? Yes. Does that make it easy? No. Is YouTube a dream job? For me and for many, yes. Does that make it easy? Hell no. In the same breath, somebody, and I take this on both sides. Somebody said to me, when you compare YouTube to all the other jobs in the world, it's an easy job. But my answer to that is, how do you know that? Have you done all the other jobs in the world? No, of course you haven't. You can take a wild guess as to how hard something may be. You could have even dabbled in it a little bit and thought, you know, this is for me, this isn't for me. But you can't flat out tell me it is harder than, or sorry, it's easier than all the other jobs in the world. In the same breath, I cannot sit here and say, you're wrong, YouTube is harder than all the other jobs in the world, because I too have not done all the other jobs in the world. All I can tell you is, although it's not hard physically, like there's not much physical work that goes into being a YouTuber, unless you're like a vlogger or something. And some of those dudes do, you know, they're out and about all the time. Like it would be relatively strenuously physically. It's not, you know, by any means it's not like labor work or anything, but relatively stressful. YouTube, however, is very, very tough mentally, because if you're like a weak person, or you've got a thin-skinned person and you get some hate comments, they're going to eat you alive. You're not going to know what hit you. As soon as someone says something to you, you're going to break down. You're going to start questioning what you're doing is right. You're going to start looking at what you're doing. You're going to do things differently. You're not going to be yourself. Your content's going to change, and ultimately people are going to see through you because you change so quickly. They know that you're fake and in it for views and don't care about anything else. And eventually you'll break down and you'll stop doing videos because you can't handle that. So in that sense, stressfully, mentally, yes, YouTube is a really, really difficult job mentally, because not only with the hate comments, you also get positive comments. You know, YouTube's not just about hate. There's a lot of positive people in the world, and you guys that are watching this, there's a lot of you guys that are also positive. Like majority of you are positive. You know, I'll go to the point of saying that, you know, like 96 to 97% of the people here are positive. There's always that 2 or 3% that are going to be negative. Maybe they're jealous, maybe they don't understand properly, maybe they just didn't like it. You know, there's many reasons why somebody would be negative on a video. So with that in mind, YouTube is difficult mentally. There are also, other than the gameplay and editing aspects of YouTube, there is so much more that goes into being a successful YouTube than just playing a game and uploading it. Because the bottom line is, anybody can play FIFA, upload it to YouTube, and sit there and think, alright, I've done that, what's next? And that's the bit that's hard, what's next? And this guy's argument, as kind of hypocritical as it was, he said being a YouTube, like making videos is not hard, getting known is hard. He said that, those were his words, which therefore, if part of being a YouTuber is getting known, then being a YouTuber is a hard job, because anyone could be an unsuccessful YouTuber. Nobody wants to be an unsuccessful YouTuber. Being a successful YouTuber is where it's at. Like, people want views, they want subs, you know, they want their name in lights, they want that sort of stuff. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. So with that in mind, there are a lot of things that go into being a YouTuber that you may not think are time or effort, and may think are easy. And again, don't be misconstrued that because it's fun, it's not difficult. Fun things can be easy, fun things can be hard. Like, just because it's fun, like, I love what I do. Like, I love the fact that I get to do this for my job. But it is testing, and it is hard, and to stay ahead of the curve and to stay on top of the game is difficult. You've got to make sure you are there with creative ideas or creative spins on common ideas. You've got to make sure you are just above and beyond everyone else, because if you're not, the internet world is ruthless and you will fall off quicker than you even know it. So a few other things that will go into it, and you guys are going to listen to this, and I know many of you are going to be on the same page as me, and I know many of you won't be, and that's no disrespect to you. That's simply because people think differently and people view things differently, and until you're like physically involved in the day-to-day goings on of being a YouTuber, you'll never actually understand what I'm really saying. But for example, social media, right? Twitter and Facebook are big things. I'm not a big fan of Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I've got like 20,000 followers on Facebook, if that, and I use it rarely. It's a chore for me to use it. It pains me to have to log on to Facebook and link a video and make a comment and answer some messages, because I just hate Facebook. It's nothing to do with the subscribers or the Facebook clientele. It's just because I hate Facebook. On Twitter, I'll happily sit there all day and reply to people, and although I'm sitting there on Twitter replying to people, it's work, and it's long hours, and you may not see it as work because It's Twitter. You're sitting there, you're tweeting. People do that and don't get paid for. I don't get paid for Twitter anyway. Like no, like very, very, very few people get paid to tweet. That's not really, I think in the next 6 to 12 months, or maybe 1 to 2 years, Twitter will become more monetized than it currently is, because with that many people, it's impossible that it won't be. But right now, your average Joe, for example, me, I have 126,000 followers. I don't get paid shit all from Twitter. Like I get nothing from them. But what I get is interaction with subscribers, and you can't put a price on that. And that's something that's part of being a YouTuber that is stressful, not physically but mentally. The amount of crap I get on Twitter and the amount of positivity I get on Twitter, and just maintaining these social obligations is a lot more difficult than you would think. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds pathetic. Oh, look at you, you're telling me that being a socialite is difficult. I know that sounds crazy. I'm with you, but it's true. It's true. It takes up your time. It eats up your life. The average day for me, I would get up, and yeah, I would get up when I want. I would sit, I would get up, I'd have breakfast, have a bath, whatever, get myself ready for the day, and then I'd go and sit in my office, and I would plan out my videos, maybe not for that day, because I probably would have had them done, but maybe for in 2 days' time, I'd plan out the videos. What am I going to do? Why am I going to do it? And how am I going to make it successful? And then I'd get the gameplay, the editing. I'd put, do the commentary. The commentary has to be good. You can't just put crap commentary over a video and expect people to like you. You can't just sit there and have a monotone voice, although I know I have monotone voice in my foot spotlight sessions. I know I do. But you can't have a monotone voice over like a gameplay, and then I passed it from my right back to my right midfielder, and then from my right midfielder I passed it up to my striker, and then I shot the ball, and it went in, so I scored a goal. If you do that in your commentary, as funny as you guys might find that, and you're probably laughing to yourselves a little bit at my stupid accent, if you did that throughout your whole commentary, nobody would watch you, because it's boring and it's terrible. People want excitement. People want to be told stories. People want to, aside from my style of YouTube, which is about like kind of storytelling and telling you guys about my life and things that have gone on, there's also the whole more of a tutorial aspect of FIFA, which other YouTubers are best suited for, and I'm not, and I know that for a fact, and that's why I don't tend to do that so much. But that side of YouTube where you make you as a person is difficult. Do you think I had this confidence when I started doing YouTube? Hell no, it's tough. I couldn't tell you many things. Like if you go back and watch my FIFA 11 videos, they're terrible compared to the ones now. Maybe some people disagree, because some people are like, go back to the old NepentheZ. But in general, the art of being a YouTuber is more than just playing and uploading a video game, because anybody can play and upload a video game. But to be a personality and to be a successful YouTuber, you need something more than that, and that something more is what's hard work. And if you think it's easy, if you think it's simple, why aren't you doing it yourself? Why aren't you a successful YouTuber? If you think it's so easy to be a YouTuber, just go ahead and get your console and get your capture card and upload your video and make a lot of money, because it's easy. I realize that I haven't really said too much about why it's hard being a YouTuber, because it's difficult, like I said, because I don't want to give you guys too much insight as to what I do, because in the telling you the reasons why it's hard, I'd be telling you the ways in which I've gained my edge. And if I tell you the ways in which I've gained my edge, it won't be an edge anymore, because everyone will do it, and I'll have to figure out a new way to gain an edge. And that again is what's difficult, finding your edge. It's so difficult to come up with something creative. I'll give you a perfect example, right? And I'm going to carry this on in FIFA 14 because you guys love it. The Super Juiced series. All I'm doing is taking a team and putting attribute cards on it, and that's the bottom line. But I'm taking creative teams, putting attribute cards on it, playing games with them, and telling you about it, telling you a story through it. And it's different to what you've seen. It's creative. It's something new. You'd never seen it before, so you really enjoyed it. That's an edge that I have now in FIFA 14, until one or two more guys will do the same thing. They'll call it a different series name. They'll put their own spin on it, and then it will become a common thing. And then that edge will have gone. So whereas, for example, if I have 100,000 subscribers and 100,000 of them watch Super Juiced because it's a brand new creative series, then another guy does it, 70,000 of you still watch it, maybe 20,000 of those 70 watch both, and the other person gets 30,000 brand new viewers. All of a sudden my viewership goes down from 100,000 to 70,000. Then another person starts doing it, and now that 70,000 becomes 50,000. Then 5 other people start doing it, and that 50,000 kind of plateaus and drops down to 30,000. And all I can get from the Super Juice series is 30,000 views. I now need something new and something else creative to get back up to that 100,000 viewership. You know, I need that 100% again. And to do that is one of the most difficult things you'll ever put your mind to sit there and think to yourself. And I'm not saying, again, this isn't, it's not brain surgery. You know, I'm not saving lives. I'm not, well, you know, testament to that. Like, I have got a few messages from subscribers who, you know, they're very, very awesome messages where I have helped them through their life, you know, and the fact that I can do that, it touches me like you wouldn't understand. Like, it's awesome. But I'm not, you know, I'm not physically saving lives. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a dentist. I'm not a veterinarian. You know, I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a police officer. Yes, I understand that. I'm not changing the world in that manner. But what I am doing is applying myself to gain an edge, and that is harder than you would think. It really is. Like, the amount of ideas I come up with, and when I think, damn, that's a good idea, I go and search for it on YouTube and it's been done. I think, holy crap, like, you know, it's hard to keep that edge. I realize I've been rambling a little bit now. It would be awesome to hear your thoughts about this, and I will read your comments, and I will take the most interesting comments and make a second part to this and try and, like, maybe give a bit more insight. But the bottom line is, like, from the start of the video, yes, YouTube is fun, but no, it's not easy. It's not all roses, you know, because if it was, everyone would do it, and that's how simple that is. If it was really, really easy, everyone would do it. I'm not, you know, the whole idea behind like making a video, editing a video, and uploading a video, it sounds simple, but even then, your editing has to be perfect. If you want to gain an edge, like, one guy in this community for me that does more than most others is Matt HD Gamer. His editing is always top quality, and that's why he gains so many subscribers and why he gets so many views, is because people can see the effort and appreciate the work that he's put in. If he didn't put that effort into his videos, if he didn't do that, he wouldn't gain those subscribers. And do you think it's easy what he does? Hell no, I can't do it. I'm teaching myself how to be a better editor over, you know, since like the last 3 or 4 months. Maybe you've noticed that in my videos, maybe you haven't, but I can't do the things that Matt HD Gamer does, and because of that, he has an edge over me. Now I need to get that edge back somehow. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, maybe I will, maybe I won't. That's neither here nor there. But that's some of the more testing things. The harder side of YouTube is not only growing your subscriber base and kind of making your videos the best that they can be, but also staying ahead of the game. Whilst, again, I'll reiterate, it's not strenuous physically, but it is a hard job to do. It's definitely not easy, and like I said, hopefully you guys can kind of see where I'm coming from. If you can't, I'd love to know your thoughts. Like, put, you know, as long as your message may be, I don't care. I'll read as many as I can, as long as they're not stupid messages like "YouTube's easy, you fucking wanker." Messages like that, I'll just, you know, remove them. Any serious points that you guys have in both a negative and a positive light, anything you wish to ask, why you think this or why you think that, put it in the comment section. I'll happily have a read and then address this in a future video in the next couple of days. But for now, guys, I don't know what happened to the end of this footage, because I know I've gone longer than the footage was, so I don't know what else you're seeing at the end. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Peace!